Hi, everybody. It's Gene Simmons, and you're not, and you're listening to the Potter Than Hell podcast with Steve, BC, BB, and Dylan. But you knew that, didn't you?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is your last stop on the crazy train of hard rock and heavy metal. So sit back, buckle in, and hang on. Here we go.
Hello, Potter Than Hellions. Welcome back to Potter Than Hell podcast. This is Steve, your host. This week with me is
BC.
Next to him is
BB.
And across from him on the keyboards is
Dylan.
Hello, everybody. What's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing good out there. We're doing good here in Pennsylvania. Today's June 16th, 2021. We are enjoying a nice, pleasant evening here in Pennsylvania. Before we get rocking into everything this week, last week we did the worst of the best, which was absolute fucking torture to prepare for, but it was fun to shit on everything. Although we didn't shit on everything, though. We didn't. Motley Crue, what's the name of that album? Generation Swine. I honestly think I fucking blocked it out. Oh my God, guys. Like I said, if anyone out there is a fan of this album, please let us know why and what asylum we could get a hold of you at to see, you know, what the scoop is. But like, brutal, BC. What do you think?
Brutal, baby. I had to reach deep. You're going to talk about a crappy album. That's definitely in the top three in my catalog of albums I could do being crappy.
So you were the winner, though. You were last week's winner.
Yeah.
That's why I pulled out
The Biggest Loser.
PC, we've been saying you're the biggest loser for years.
I pulled out the pigs.
Ugh. Yeah, definitely some good shitty picks out there that we had, but man, there are some shit albums out there by some major bands, and sometimes it just blows my mind how an actual record company / producer can let that go. Like it was just
who was
horrible.
in charge to say this is
is amazing, but ugh.
And I think that this batch of albums was way worse than the first batch we did.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was more crap there.
Well, I think the level of crap was just so thick.
Overwhelming.
Yeah,
The
in
crap
this
was
one.
pretty thick.
Although I did really hate that Faster Pussycat album.
Big dictionary.
But it was better than
And
Crew.
Risk is not great, but no, Generation Swine, without a doubt, the worst album we covered on this podcast. in
Except
my
for the time
opinion.
of Lisa.
Yeah, Brandon was the best song of the night on the worst album.
I love you.
She's your mom.
Get those lyrics tattooed to my.
Terrible. All right. Dylan has some feedback that we had from the Iron Maiden draft episode. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, some great comments. Rob from Vancouver said another entertaining episode. Good to have Aaron there, and I agree. The R4 podcast is the only other music podcast he listens to regularly. It's a good choice.
Oh, nice.
He's going through the old episodes he's made to 107. This is apparently an unpopular view, but he really likes Judas Be My Guide. And the most important thing he says in this comment is that Dylan had the best draft picks, and I wholeheartedly agree, Rob. Thank you very much. Daniel Peoples also had a really interesting comment that made me kind of reformat how I think of Iron Maiden. A quick comment as he listens. Dylan mentioned Fear of the Dark being one of the better later era Maiden songs. Blows my mind because he thinks of it the same way, but now it's actually the first half of their career. It's wild to still think of 91 as a newer album. Yeah, because technically it is in the first half of their catalog, but like we just associate it with the later era of Maiden, so it's kind of wild that they've had enough albums that's considered
that far back.
Yeah, just really mind blowing for sure.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys, for commenting. We appreciate it. We had a great time doing the draft, and I have another draft brewing in my brain for Iron Maiden as well, since we've gone through all the songs, but I have a different format that I think will be kind of fun. And last week was Record Store Day. How did everybody make out? Good? BC?
BB's like, what?
Nothing. Nothing really grabbed me. Nothing out there I really wanted. Nothing really jumped out.
I'm trying to think back in my head.
This is how exciting record store day is anymore.
Well, it's getting the concert tickets.
It is.
They open the door.
They're lined up 55 people deep, and if you want Generation Swine on puke vinyl, and there's only 6 copies,
they'll still be there.
Oh yeah.
There's 10 copies of that in the box, but nothing else. No, I took a ride down just for the hell. I guess I've never been to one. Have you been to one before?
Dylan and I went to one, but we got there late. And quite frankly, our record store gets, if we're looking for something, they get 1, maybe 2 of them.
Maybe 2.
And that's it. So by the time that we would get there, they're gone. They had the Triumph box set, Allied Forces 40th anniversary box set. They had 1. Our buddy Jim Pukowski got it. At least we know someone that got something. They had there's a new Motorhead single. He got that as well. But they were the only ones. Apparently they had 1 Striper Goddamn Evil. That went within the first 10 minutes. So BC left the Firehouse at I was his relief that morning. He left the station probably about 8:30, quarter to 9. By the time he got down there, I was on eBay, and they had the Striper album on eBay for over $100 already, and it was $30-some. Fucking ridiculous. It is. It's record scalping.
Yes, I mean, because I got there and I'm parked up by the highway now.
Oh right.
The line came from Garrison to the corner,
Right.
and coming towards that sign place. I'm going home. So they let I forget the number. They let the initial whatever the number was. I guess they have a number. Who the fuck knows?
Right.
So if 1 came out, 1 got in. 2 came out, 2 got. You know what I mean?
Like,
So by the time there was 1 guy came up, I was still probably 10 people ahead of me. Comes up, man, if you're looking for nothing, it's all gone. It's all gone. Everything's gone. I'm like,
It is. And anything that a hard rock or metal guy would want in our area, I can't speak for the rest of the country, you can't get them. I was talking with one of my, I want to say it was Sonny Pooney, but I'm not 100% sure. He said the record store he goes into, the guy does not even put them out. He puts them out on eBay immediately. And Dylan had a great point. He said it ruins the spirit of record store day. Yeah. It's to get you in there to buy these things. Yeah. And the store puts them right on fucking eBay.
In the store.
You can go on there. And I think last I checked, there was 5 of the Striper on there. And the cheapest was $70-some.
I gotta know
it's
how
more
it is.
than and there's ones that it's more than 200-300% profit on them. 3 times the price of what people are paying it. So
there's one today for Striper, $152.
I want the album, but I don't want it that bad.
There's one for 48. That ain't too bad.
And that's sad when it's
48 bad.
$20 more than you would pay. You can almost buy 2 of them for.
And you're saying it's not bad.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So that's my little rant there. I just wanted to throw that out there.
But you go, like you said, I went in there. I don't know how other places do it. I've never been anywhere else for a record day store. But you went in, there's just 2 tables and they're
just
boxes.
with the boxes with them all on there.
So you start going through it and going through is one, stuff I never heard of. Then there had to be 8 copies of something I never heard of.
Yeah, and they were still there when I went the next day. I went the next day because of course I was working again. Yeah, they were a yellow, bright yellow something or other. I never heard of.
AC/DC did a lot of them.
They were gone. They were all gone too. Yeah. Well, they did have. Well, they didn't have them when I went there. But another thing that was available, they had Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell, and Mob Rules on picture discs.
Yeah. I just got that.
But they should have waited because they just released them this year.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to buy 2 different versions of the same album in the same year. Maybe if I see it in a couple years down the line, I'd be, oh, this is cool. Maybe. Yeah. Big maybe, but I doubt it.
I'm not a picture disc guy.
But I don't even know what but I did pick up the I think it was last year they had the British Steel picture disc. That was I had to pick that up. That was cool. All right, so enough bitching. Well, for now. All right, so what are we listening to, you guys? BB, what do you got going?
I kind of been indulging on a little Skid Row, the first 2 albums. Their self-titled album and then Slave to the Grind. 2 great, freshman and sophomore albums, front to back. Some really good hard rock music from late '80s, early '90s. Just fantastic stuff. Brings me all the way back to high school. So I kind of spun them this weekend. It's just a relaxing time. Listen to a little Skid Row.
All right, Dylan.
I was listening to a little Porno Graffiti from Extreme. A really great album, a fun album.
Here, listen.
And I checked out a little bit of Mammoth from our boy Wolfgang, and I really enjoyed what I've heard so far. It's pretty good. I think it's going to be on a lot of people's top of the year lists for sure. If not because of the quality of it, but because of the clout behind it. And I think it'll be a warranted placement for some people. I haven't listened to all of it yet, so I can't say for sure whether or not I'm gonna have it on mine. But it's a pretty solid album. He's done good.
All right, BC.
Blackberry Smoke. Just getting in their new. I got to pick up the new album. That's why I picked up on Record Store Day is Blackberry Smoke.
Yep.
It's only $8 on CD.
Yeah, $7.99. How can you go around? And then of course the older catalog.
They're playing down Bloomsburg, that
I'll be there.
wild truck rally or something, whatever they call
They're
it.
playing at that winery too that they just had that
Monster truck.
Oh, really?
that show at. Yeah,
They're
Granza
doing
was telling me.
Friday, Saturday down there.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard on the radio today.
That'll be my first year there.
All right, and for me, I also checked out the Mammoth, the WVH Mammoth. I really liked it. I really did. It sounds nothing like Van Halen whatsoever. And, people are like, oh, you only like it because of that. I honestly don't. And if I heard one of the songs that he put out first before I even knew who it was, I'd be like, this is good. And I would pick it up regardless of who the hell was playing it. And there is, like you said, there is clout behind it, but he plays everything on it.
Right, that's the thing. Like, you have to give him props. He plays every
talented.
instrument, and he sings on the album.
I mean, he's been involved with Mark Tremonti before.
Yep.
And he produced it too.
Yeah.
The production is fantastic on it.
Yeah.
It's got a good, crisp sound. I like it. And I also listened to the new Kiss soundboard 2001 from Tokyo with Eric Singer on drums and Ace Frehley lead guitar on that. It's actually pretty good. It was before Paul's voice went south. He talks a lot on this fucking album. A lot.
I knew.
It's not bad. It's not. I mean, it's not the be all end all. It's not Kiss Alive or Kiss Alive 2. That's for sure. But you could tell that it's not Peter Criss playing the drums. And I'm not trying to be a dick or whatever, but it's not bad. It's really not bad.
Now, did you listen to Dennis DeYoung's new album?
I did not.
Okay. Interesting.
Why?
Well, I just figured you being such a big Styx fan, you would have supported him outside of Styx.
No.
No, this is
Well,
funny.
I'm not. No, but I just Dennis DeYoung is not on my radar. Styx is on my radar.
Okay.
Because I think the stuff that they have with Lawrence Gowan is really good. They're great with Lawrence Gowan live. You don't see Dennis DeYoung standing up on his keyboard playing it and spinning around, but I would listen to it. I know what's out. I'm aware of it, but I haven't gotten a chance to listen to it yet. But I did listen to the Steve Lukather album.
Oh, did he have an album out?
He has an album out, and so does the other guy that sings in Toto has an album out. Robert Williams. Williams is his last name, and that's actually not bad. It's a little mellower, but the Steve Lukather one is actually pretty good. So I am aware that those are out there.
I wanted to hit something on that Kiss album. I didn't listen to it all front to back. I kind of skipped around, listened to a couple songs. I think it sounds horrible. I had it on Apple. I had my headphones on. I'm thinking to myself, this came from the soundboard? There's parts I'm like, it almost sounds like they're like 5 rows back, like the olden days that somebody recorded it in their pocket. I swear to God, it just.
Oh yeah.
I'll have to do a little bit deeper listen to it, and I'll.
I mean,
I'll
I
let you guys
honestly
know.
didn't.
'Cause I wanted to
listen
text you guys and ask you if you listened.
Yeah,
to
I
it.
honestly didn't listen to it. I kind of scanned it quick. I didn't listen to the whole thing all the way through.
No, I didn't either. But there were parts I'm like, that's not soundboard. Like maybe it's just the production is that bad.
I don't
And
even know
maybe
if
it's
it was
Apple
produced.
Music.
I don't know if it was produced. You know what I mean? If it was a soundboard, I think
It almost see when they say it was
right?
recorded from the soundboard. It seems like they had a
like
recorder right on the soundboard and just it wasn't like hooked in anything.
like an official bootleg. Yeah.
They had that down.
I will have to listen a little
They had that
closer.
down galleries ago.
I mean, it was.
60
I have it coming from Kiss Online, but just to have it. I mean, I'm sure I'll listen to it a couple times, but I'll have to listen a little closer. I didn't really scope it.
Like I said,
it's something
there's
that
maybe like 4 or 5 songs I listened to
that I had
and
checked
just,
out though.
There were parts I'm like just didn't sound right.
Well,
That's just my.
we know
broken
some of the
ears.
albums you like too, so.
Yes.
Okay, so for me, I had a little Mammoth VH going, a little Kiss soundboard, Blackberry Smoke for BC, new album. BB's got some Skid Row, self-titled and Slave to the Grind. Dylan's got some Porno, Graffiti, and some Mammoth going. So you guys, check that out. If there's something out there you want us to check out, feel free, let us know. We will give it a scope and check it out. Before we do that, I have this for you guys.
The Potter Than Hell podcast presents Random Thoughts with Sonny Hollywood Pooty.
If you're shopping and a mannequin turns you on, is that wrong?
Sonny Pootie's been watching that.
The mannequin movie.
You watch a mannequin? Does it turn into Kim Cattrall?
No, I got to see in this one store I was in one time. They must have been doing exchange outfits. Where the fuck? Like I never saw a mannequin so
Naked.
Anatomically correct?
Yes.
Did it have camel toe?
Yes.
Whoa.
It fucking had a little area and it had the 4 ass cheeks. I'm like, fucking.
It's like the dude on Seinfeld when he steals the Elaine one.
Yeah,
Call it Elaine.
it had nipples. I never saw a mannequin with
You
nipples.
see what over there?
I was like,
But now they
that was like
have
Chris's story.
but now they have like the ones like the plus size ones and stuff.
Oh,
and-
really?
Yeah.
No, this is
So BC's answer, I'm guessing, is yes, Sonny.
in this one story. Yes, the other ones no. I just never saw like. Usually they're just like.
I never saw a grown
Just something
mannequin.
to throw the clothes on.
Yeah, like
I never saw a
they
grown
might have
mannequin
some-
naked.
I never saw a grown mannequin naked. Usually you just have lumps and like a flat, but this is actual
Lumps and flat
cheeks
ass.
and fuck. I'm like,
BC has to be by the mannequin with the outfit.
how much for the mannequin?
Yeah. Can I take the mannequin in the fitting room, see if she fits me?
Oh my god.
Fits like a glove.
So and actually by the tone of Sonny's question, it sounds like he is as well. All right. What do you say,
naked.
Dylan?
There's weirder things that have turned people on before. At least it's human shaped, and it's meant to, give the impression of a person. So I've heard of worse.
heard worse, right?
I've heard
Okay.
of worse. I'll say it doesn't get me
Wait,
going.
something like that
personally.
will turn your head though. You're like,
Yeah, you're like,
No, especially if BC walking into the sex shop, seeing all the sex stalls.
oh, that's a totally different thing. Oof.
well, he was talking about a regular store.
This is a regular store. This was.
I'm thinking that they must have gotten it from.
I don't
They
know.
must have ordered it from one of those websites.
I was like,
There's got to be there's got to be a name. There's got to be some kind of like fetish name for someone who is attracted or
Mannequinism.
aroused by mannequins.
Let's look it up.
Sonny, can like Coles get the actual,
Can they get the boot? Can they get the booty mannequin?
the realistic mannequin?
How many mannequins have you taken home, Sonny?
Okay, so it's
He uses it for the POV lane going to work.
okay, guys.
Let's
so
see your
the-
basement.
The proper term for it, and this is
There's an actual term for it.
Of course, it's
I think this blows my mind. I'm sorry.
so it's this is the term for paraphernalia involving sexual attraction to a statue, doll, mannequin, or similar figurative object. It's called agalmatophilia.
Gametophilia.
I'm gonna feel ya.
Agalmatophilia.
I got a gout of
From the
feeling.
Greek
Agalma.
agalma, which is statue, and philia is love.
All right.
So
There you have it.
agalmatophilia.
You learn
Thank you,
something
Sonny,
every day.
for another.
Karma. Agalmatophilia.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Sonny.
There's never a dull moment with
Oh
that.
God no.
And as
That's
you
in
guys,
my search. That's in my search history now.
there you go.
I just think it's funny how they
So
have
mannequins start disappearing from the stores. They're gonna
a term for
snag
everything. Like,
Dylan.
if you could turn down by grass, so it's
Gonna be getting those
Yeah.
targeted
I'm
ads.
gonna live in
Oh, there's a fucking name for everything.
grassophobia.
yeah, that's crazy. I guess I'm sorry.
Gonna get those targeted ads.
Naked mannequins
What the
from
fuck?
China.
Sexdoll.com.
$6 from China.
When it pops up on the smart TV, you were gonna explain it to your mother. All right.
It was Sunny.
We figured it's the middle of June, so there's a really good chunk of new albums out this year. So, we like to do new stuff as well as old stuff. So we each pick the new album that came out this year. And BB's going first.
All right, we're going to go back to February 12th of 2021 with the band Inglorious. The album title, We Will Ride. It is their 4th album in their discography. And these guys, if you have not heard of them, they have actually opened up for the Winery Dogs, the Dead Daisies, Steel Panther. So they've headlined in some pretty amazing shows in Europe. I think they did some stuff in the States with Steel Panther, but over the pond, they're amazing. When this album came out, it was the #1 hard rock selling album that week. So that tells you people are buying this album, if you guys have not heard these guys. They have 5 members. Nathan James is the lead vocalist. He's done some background vocals and headlining vocals with Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Phil Beaver is on the drums. Danny Dela Cruz, who is only 21 years old, is the lead guitarist.
Oh, damn.
Amazing stuff on this album from this kid. Dan Stevens plays a rhythm guitar in this, and Vinny Cola is on the bass guitar. So let's get right into the album with song number 1 right out of the box. She Won't Let You Go. It has like this dirty, gritty opening to the opening riff. There's big drum beats in this. The vocals are what I like. They're kind of like in that melodic range. So I'm already sucked right in. The solo from this kid is amazing on this song. Great way to start off the album. And even the outro solo on this is really, really good. Just a great, great opener. It gives you a pretty much of a great idea what you're going to get out of this album. Song number 2 is Messiah. This is an actual single. They also made a video for this. Great building song. I love when it starts off with these low, soft vocals, and it pretty much goes to almost like a high-pitched scream vocals at the chorus. Just people about trying to search for their savior. What we're going to get in the album here, every once in a while, it seems like there's almost like a religious thing going on every once in a while, every couple songs. It seems like somebody who writes these songs is somewhat religious. They maybe even has something to do with Stryper, but...
Well, look at the name of the band.
True. That is true. So song number 3 is Medusa. It starts off with this stomping, bluesy rocker riff, heads up to this big melodic chorus. It has this really dark and heavy bluesy rock solo to it. It's really, really cool. And there's this amazing slide guitar throughout this whole song. I think this kid, this 21-year-old kid, this De La Cruz kid is a fantastic MVP on this album in my book. Already 3 songs in, and this kid is tearing it up. Song number 4, Eye of the Storm, the roller coaster song. I love these roller coaster songs. The verses are kind of sung a little bit slower, a little bit more emotion, but the choruses are loud. The drums are loud. The fast beat, fast riffing throughout the chorus. Fantastic song. Song number 5, Cruel Intentions. It kind of starts with this super slow guitar work, and then it just leads in this amazing guitar riff, killer ass-kicking fast rocker with the vocals from Nathan James. He's hitting some really high notes on this song. It's just some crazy stuff that these two guys are hitting between the vocals and the guitar. Song number 6, My Misery. We got piano and guitar, baby. So I'm already sucked right in. And once again, we have these slow verses to these high-pitched vocals to the chorus. This song is probably my favorite on the album, and it gives me like this Miles Kennedy feel to this song. So, Righty, that's your homework. When you get home, listen to My Misery. You'll definitely easily hear Miles Kennedy from the good old Alter Bridge days, especially Alter Bridge 3. Definitely a sound that song easily has. Song number 7, Do You Like It? BC, do you like it?
I like it.
All right. Another high energy rocker right out of the gate. More Drums, fantastic drums on this. More loud riffs. It almost you see this reoccurring thing of the drums are huge. The guitar riffs are fantastic. The vocals are melodically high pitched, right in my ear house. I love it. My wheelhouse, my ear house. I love it. Song number 8, We Will Provide. Probably one of the faster songs on the album. It has this crazy drum guitar distortion thing in the beginning of the song. But once again, we got these screaming melodic vocals and some fast guitar work. So it's pretty much throughout. There's a theme of this type of song that these guys are doing throughout the album. Song number 9, We Will Meet Again. More of this different guitar distortion in the beginning of this. It has this tribal drum beat to it. It has this cool background band vocals in the back. Great song, and once again, it has more of a religious reflection to that song. Song number 10, God of War. Another great combo of drums and guitar. Something different about this song, the way they're singing this. It's almost kind of like there's a couple verses in there. Almost kind of it's like a robotic sound to it in a way. But once again, a great song. And they close the album with We Will Ride, which is the actual title to the album. So the title is actually the closer. Another building song. Song from the verse to chorus. They kind of a little bit slower, a little bit more emotional in the verse, a little bit more high pitched, a little bit more rocking in the chorus. Another cool bluesy rock solo, and the screaming vocals again on this song, on pretty much all of these songs. It's just this Nathan James just like blows it out of the water with how high pitched he can sing, melodically, rockingly. Just a fantastic album front to back. And BC, what'd you think?
This is my last listen. I heard something from these guys maybe 2 years ago or something. It caught my ear then, and like I said, I never went back. Listen to this. I mean, we were right. You gave me some insight before we started recording tonight. It has a good groove. I like the groove. The drums, of course, I like, but the vocals are distinct, so that kind of makes it stand out in a crowd of bands. But overall, I mean, very good balance. Standouts to me would be Cruel Intentions. Like I said at first, little not too, but kicks in there. Messiah and Medusa. Medusa.
Not Anthrax Medusa.
I keep hearing that. Medusa. But no, I mean, and especially after what you said today, I would definitely check in these guys a little more.
Excuses.
Dylan,
Check them out.
This was a fun listen for me. I really enjoyed it. I like how they tried out different things, because the first two songs are very similar, and then Medusa kicks, and it's almost like it's a different album for them. Like they're just trying something completely new, and I really enjoyed that. I liked that they went for this southern bluesy rock part of this song, and you can definitely tell they released this as a single because it's so different from sounding from the rest of the songs. But I think it's a really consistent album. I think that the guitars are always hitting for me, like consistently. I was really surprised that you said how young the guitarist is. That's really awesome. Yeah. And I like the vocals quite a bit, and the band just seems to be firing very well together. And I'm interested to hear more from them, because I had added this album back when it first came out, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, these guys are pretty good. And then I kind of got pushed back by a bunch of other different albums.
So much stuff out. Yeah.
Exactly. And then re-listening to it now reminds me how good this album is. So Great pick.
Good. Righty.
All right, We Will Ride, Inglorious. I remember when these guys first came out. They were a band that I think Steve and Michael was really liking when they first came out, and I got into them. And then, I don't know, something happened where they like quit and like totally shut down and came back, or
they've had a lot of
personnel changes and shit.
album.
And this was when I was arguing with BB. No, it came out last year, but the first song they released came out. They released it before the beginning of the year. That's where I was getting jazzed up there. So I apologize for busting
and
your
Apple
balls.
Music says 2020, but it's wrong.
It is, and that's what I got that from. I'm like, what? But then I look back, and that's when they released the first song. So, She Won't Let You Go. I like that fuzzy guitar start. It's got a good kick in, chugging guitar for the verses, kick up for the chorus. Great solo. That kid is a really good guitar player. Messiah. It's got like an intense feel at the beginning, and another theme through this whole album is the big choruses. They got like a soaring choruses in a lot of songs. The background vocals are great. The solos okay in Messiah. Medusa, cool little drum and slide guitar going on at the beginning of it there. I don't really care for the chorus in this one. The little wah solo is okay. Definitely not a favorite on the album for me. Eye of the Storm, mellow song that kicks up a little, takes almost a minute and a half to kick up, then back down. Another one of them roller coaster songs, like BB says. It gets heavy for this, not even a 10-second part in this song that's and then it just goes. I'm like, fuck. But I do like the vocals on this one, and there's no solo in the song, which I was kind of surprised by. Cruel Intentions, BC, not bad for goods. Cruel Intentions, okay, it's not. It's got that acoustic intro that you don't need at all. It just put a sour taste in my mouth from the beginning of that song. It's got some choppy guitars, cool. I do like the pace in the verses. Another song with big choruses. Solo's decent, but he shines so much in that first song. I'm waiting for more in these songs. I'm not getting it at this point. My Misery comes into a heavy riff, but then it's got the mellow verses again. The big pre-chorus and chorus is really good. At this point, 6 songs in, I'm just dying for a song that is just steady, like a steady rocker or steady mid-tempo or steady. It's the up and down is cool if you use it judiciously, but if it's every song, it just pisses me off. No solo in this song either. Do you like it? Heavy riff, I like it. At this point, I'm praying for a fucking ripping solo, and I got it. Thank God I got it in this song. Thank you. It was short, but it was ripping. I do like that song. He Will Provide, best song on the album. I fucking love this song. This one came out, it instantly caught my ears. I love the choppy guitars in it, the monster guitar parts for the parts in between when he sings the verses. It's got this little murky middle part, cool solo break, and then it gets intense shredding. The tempo goes up and down, but not real low. It's just a different pace of a higher pace for how the solos kind of go back and forth. And it actually kind of sounds like 2 guitar players playing. Maybe that rhythm guitar player plays some solos on this song. Maybe there's a back and forth, or if it's just a production thing. And the solo is very Yngwie-like, not bad, shitty Yngwie-like, good, Trilogy, Odyssey Yngwie-like. Okay, I just want to throw that out there. We Will Meet Again, good song. It's got a really cool solo. The outro solo is very melodic. So now he's kicking it up. I like that. Got a more up-tempo song for the start, but then boom, right back down again. I'm getting sick of that, by the way. Good chorus though. The song, this song feels like it's just a couple song ideas thrown together, just kind of spliced in together. I don't hate it. The kick up at the end has some cool shredding in it. We Will Ride, real heavy start, and then back down again for the verses. But the chorus makes up for it on this song. It's a really soaring chorus, and there's a little breakdown for the solo in this one that I really like, and then right back to the chorus. Good ender, good song. I do like that one. I like the album. I do. There's a little too much of that up and down stuff for me, but the production's really good. I love the guy's vocals, and when this guy decides to do a solo or they decide to give him one in a song, he fucking tears it up. I would definitely go see these guys, and I don't think he's the original guitar player because they were out years ago. So for a young man, 21 years old, in a cool band like that, I hope that they keep him, and I hope that he just, they bring him along because I really like his playing on this album. All right, BC, you're gonna go next. We're getting Killer Bees in the first part here.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the Thunder, which is by no means a new band. They came out with the album this year. It was recorded. They started recording back in 2019 and pretty much finished recorded in 2020. But thanks to the wonderful world of COVID, it got pushed back to March 12th of this year.
I wonder if they did any of these songs on the Monsters of Rock.
I listened to the album over and over. I think I heard this. I'm not sure.
Because I'm going to have to look through at Setlist FM. Because I want to say probably had to have something done by then. Or if they were just, I don't know. Sorry to interrupt you, but I was just wondering out loud.
But it's their 13th album. Here's a band that, early 90s.
89, 90.
They had that Dirty Love song, and that was big in the country here at least. After that song, you never really heard of this band. They went on, carried on. They constantly put albums out. This is their 13th album. And they're big everywhere else but the United States.
Another band that's
Surprise,
massive in
surprise.
Europe. Massive.
Massive in Europe. It was produced by their guitar player, Luke Morley. And he wrote pretty much all the songs. The whole album is just very thunderish. If you are familiar with their Backstreet Sympathy album, it reminds me a lot of that album. Very there's rockers, mid-tempo, and of course you always have the slower tunes. So anyways, Danny Bowers, the vocals, I mean, he's still got the pipes, 61 years old. He sounds just like he did back in 1990. But here's a band we finally got to see last year, right?
Mm-hmm. Twice.
Early last year on the cruise, and they were so good the first time, we said definitely have to check them out the second time.
I looked up the set list. They did not play any songs.
Really?
No?
Nope.
I want to kind of sound like, but then Beth Blades is labeled as being a guest backing vocalist. I know that's the same Beth as.
It is.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. That's the only name that I recognize after that. Anyways, the album starts off with a good rocker. Last one out, turn off the lights. I mean, little musical intro, little part there, and then the drums kick in. And the drums to me stand out in the song. Like, it just gets you going. This is another band, great backing vocals. And then you get to the guitar solo, fantastic. That's a standout in that song to me, the guitar solo. Track 2 is Destruction. A little slower start, and then kicks into like a heavier groove. Heavy groove in the vocals. And to me, the album stands out the most. Like 2 albums tonight because of the vocals. Just this album to me, and not too often does it happen that the music is in the background.
Right.
Usually, to me, the music's up front and then the vocals are in the background. But with Thunder, it's the other way around. Another cranking guitar solo from, and then I love the bass and the girls at the end. A lot of female backup singers on this album. Smoking Gun. Here is like acoustic. It's just acoustic pretty much with Danny doing his kick-ass vocals as always. Not too bad. They'll bring it down a little bit. Then track 4 picks it back up for Going to Sin City. Again, the guitars and drums in the song just play off each other. Straightforward. Danny's vocals. The backing vocals, which to me, you got to have the backing vocals. That's Steve likes the hey, and I like the backing vocals. You have good backing vocals. I like it. Anyways, track 5. Don't forget to live before you die. The bass and drum start. Who did I say is the bass guy in this? I love
Billy
it.
Childs.
Chris Childs.
Chris Childs.
You get me confused.
I know. That's what has me messed up, but that's not who I was talking about.
Okay. Anyway, I just love the start, and then again the soloing on this album is standout. The solo, and then I love the bass line that's thrown down behind the solo. That to me is another. You do that, I like it. 6, I'll Be the One. Yeah, slower tune with piano and vocal start, and then you get to the guitar solo and melodic solo, which to me saved the song. Track 7, Young Man, heavy groove, kicking drums, and then it goes down a little bit and it picks up. So this album has a little up and down on it. Here's another standout for me on this album. It was You're Gonna Be My Girl. I don't like the beginning just has that like
Rock and roll feel.
Rock and roll feel, like
Old school Stones feel.
Stones, Rod Stewart, like hot, like the guitar gets playing. I mean, right out the back, just catch me. I love it. Again, more female backing vocals. Another great solo in it. I can't speak enough about the guitar solo on this. Track 9, St. George's Day. This is kind of a mid-tempo song. But overall, for a mid-tempo song, very good. And again, I think all these songs are great, just on the vocals alone. The music is icing on the cake. Number 10, Force of Nature. Kind of has like a country guitar intro and then into the groove. And even when they get to the solo, I don't know what they did. I know if it sounds different for some reason. I can't pinpoint it. I know it's not two guitars.
It's some kind of harmonic effect or something.
It's something different. So I mean, it's different. I mean, they're gonna finish off the album with "She's a Millionaire." Some key start and vocally, it's kind of fun song, just total fun song and very upbeat. And again, what kills me on this, I love the female girls in the back. I mean, that gives it kind of a show feel, a little bit of a show feel to the album, but they use it just enough, not overbearing with it, and just enough. And then the guitar playing out parts of that. But here's a band like. Never thought we'd get to see these guys ever, and we got to see them twice. But I mean, looking back through their catalog, here's a band that very steady, very consistent. Unfortunately, they get overlooked in the States. But I'm glad, and I started getting back into their back catalog, which.
Did you get they have the greatest hits, like it's like a mini box set. I think there's like 4 CDs in it. It's got like a bunch of live stuff, and it's got like greatest hits from the back albums and stuff like that. It's really good. And actually, the one live thing I think is from Donington. They were like one of the headliners at Donington.
Oh, they're a huge band.
Huge over there.
You can see why.
It's really good. It's got like a great cover. It's really good.
Oh, look at that. What do you think, BB?
I'm gonna be totally honest with you, BC. I never listened to these guys. Never heard of them. Never listened to them. Had no clue who these guys were. But man, they are so unique. They use so many different sounds, like the background vocals from the females, like or like a total didn't like blew me away. I expected something totally different than this album, like the Smoking Gun. I love that. I love the acoustic guitar in it, and then they even do like a little talk box in it, and they do like a little harmonica in there. It was just a really different, unique sound to them, and pretty much the same way with Force of Nature. It's that unique sound that they have. There's maracas in there. They're playing a wood block, and there's some kind of crazy distortion that's in there somewhere. It's like just those 2 songs alone are just like mind blowing of this band and how unique. I keep using that word, but I have to. Like it's a totally different sound that, like I said, I did not expect at all. Another great one that I really, really enjoyed was Going to Sin City. Big guitars. The gang vocals are great. And then now they have horns in this song. Mm-hmm. Chorus is like super catchy with the background vocals. It was pleasantly surprising, BC. I would have to say that. And like I said, I never heard the guys before. Album cover is really, really cool. I have no clue what.
The guitar player found it looking up strange musical instruments. It's some kind of tree,
okay.
I guess. I don't know.
Oh, okay. It almost looks like a tornado, like sucking up like
that's what
6x6s or
It's
something.
like a Jenga tree.
Yeah,
right.
But like you said, you never heard of them. I mean, unless you heard "Dirty Love" back in 1990 or whatever,
I would have to.
You would know these guys because you would
probably know that song.
I probably
You would know the song if it
right.
played. But unless you heard it back then, you never heard of these guys.
Anything else, right?
If
So
you
that
weren't-
must be it.
If you weren't into this music and outside this country, Dylan.
Yeah, this was a great album. I had heard last one out, Turn Off the Lights, first before I listened to this album, and I loved it. I thought it was a fantastic song. I think the rest of the album is just as good as that opening track. I was surprised how political it is. There's a couple songs that definitely get political with the lyrics. Smoking Gun and Force of Nature definitely do. But I also like how, like you were saying, like a classic rock feel at times that this album has. Like You're Gonna Be My Girl very much has that Stones vibe to me, and I really enjoy that. It harkens back to a cool era of music that is kind of getting a resurgence nowadays. And one of the albums we're going to be talking about also, I believe, has that pretty strongly. And I think this is just a really solid album front to back. There's not really a song that I would skip on here. But like BB said, the background vocals really elevate a lot of the choruses. I think that they really make them catchy, and they really hit their stride. And I enjoyed this album quite a bit. This is probably my favorite tonight besides my own. So great job.
Alrighty. I know this guy heard of these guys before. Steve.
Yes. I was floored when I heard these guys were going to be on the Monsters of Rock cruise almost 2 years ago, which is weird to say. And I had high expectations for these guys, and they did not let me down at all. Because if they kind of be like, once was good, but then we got done, we're like, whoever the fuck else is playing, we're seeing their second show. I don't care. We're doing it, and we did, and they didn't let down either show. And like we played last one, Turn Out the Lights. We played that as a gym song back. I don't even know, like beginning of the year. Love this song. I think it's cool. Great rocking start. It's like such a dynamic song. Best album starter that we're going to talk about tonight by far. Great vocals, the background vocals, the solos ripping in there. Destruction. I'm surprised you didn't say Destruction.
I blocked that.
But I like the intensity of this song. The dun, 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 dun. It's like just so intense. Then it goes into a monster riff. The solo's great, and the solo is like that like you get that with the volume knob thing that I don't even know what the hell that's called. Fucking cool as shit. Excellent song. Smoking Gun, and BB, you know I'm not usually an acoustic guy. I like this song. I like the feel. I don't like the politicalness of the lyrics. I'm not a huge fan of that. But I like the feel of it. It's a cool song musically. The vocals are cool. I just don't like the lyrical content of the song. But the solo in this, you know what it reminds me of? I fucking can't get out of my head. The wah, 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 like on fucking Peanuts when they're on the telephone or the teacher's fucking talking. That's what it fucking sounds like. I just can't get that out of my head for that part of the song. For Smoking Gun. Going to Sin City, fun rockin' song. Vegas, baby. How could you go wrong? A song about Vegas. Cool chorus, good background vocals. Got a little hint of horns in there. Cool short solo. Don't forget to Live Before You Die. One of those building songs, like a BB roller coaster song. It's got cool choppy guitars for the kick in. Excellent kick up for another fantastic solo on this song. I'll Be the One, ballady type song. I like this one though. Very good heartfelt song. The lyrics and the vocal mood are really good. The melodic solo is very good in it. Young Man, like stomping rocker, cool vocals. We got some talk box going here. Absolutely love that. You know I love that. Fun song, solo's great. More talk box at the end. It's got the female background singers again. Can't go wrong with that. I think. And what I liked about this album is when they use those. And you touched on it too, BC. When they use those female background singers, they don't go crazy using them. They're not like in the whole song. They're not like overwhelming the album. They're used judiciously, and I like that they're just thrown in here and thrown in there, and they perfectly accent the songs when they use them. They use them perfectly. You're Gonna Be My Girl. Love this one too. It has that. I literally have it written down. Excellent songs, very Stones-like feel to it. Just it's got like a Stones or like how like Honky Tonk Woman. Like Hot Legs, like songs like that. It's just it is. And that's exactly what I think they were going for, and they got it because that's immediately what I thought of it. St. George's Day, cool, like a little mellower kind of thing. Vocals are great. It's got a cool melodic solo. Force of Nature acoustic startup. Then it's got like that. Once they start like picking and going good, the electric comes on top of the acoustic. It's got that chunked up sound in it. Cool middle part, and this one's got the dual guitar harmonies at the end. I really like. She's a Millionaires. Fantastic album ender. Fun song. Got them female background singers again, used perfectly. It's got a great groove to it. I love it. Overall, a fun album. I would love to see these guys again and play songs from this album because they pull them off fantastic. They pull off the live songs.
And they sound
great.
phenomenal.
And they do. And the vocalist, man, he sounds just like he did back in the day. Just cool. Just cool as fuck. Good shit. Good pick, BC. I'm glad you picked that one. And this is an album you could just throw on and just let it play. Mm-hmm. Just let it play right through and let this first song start over again and just play it on a loop. Fantastic. All right. So there's the first one. BB had Inglorious. We Will Ride. Yes, thank you very much. BC had Thunder. The sound. What is it?
All the Right Noises.
All the Right Noises. I want to say Sound of Thunder, but I know it's not. That's Pink Floyd. All the Right Noises. Fantastic album. Both really good albums. So far, 2021 is off to a good start. And since BB is not familiar with Thunder, I'm going to change the gem song. I'll use that next week. we are going to play Dirty Love from Thunder from 1990's Backstreet Symphony. So Dylan's going to play it now, and BB's going to enjoy it. And
right.
go.
I see you walking by. You got that faraway look
Hope you guys enjoyed Dirty Love. You enjoy some Dirty Love, BB?
I always enjoy a little dirty love.
All right, awesome. That's all that counts. As long as BB enjoys it, that's good. So that was from 1990s Backstreet Symphony. So check it out. All right, so Hidden Gem time. We're going to let Dylan go first this week.
My hidden gem is a cover song from a cover EP from the band Hailstorm.
Yes.
They did 3 different EPs. This is off the third one, Reanimated, Volume 3. And it is the last song on their last EP. It is Ride the Lightning by Metallica, covered by Hailstorm. Really great version of it. Great song to begin with. And Hailstorm do it right. So,
And from Metallica's best album.
all
right.
one of their best albums, for sure.
What do you got, BC?
Like I said, what I was listening to this week, and it just brought me back to a band that we've been following for many years, is Blackberry Smoke. I mean, I love them. I liked them since... I looked online because they're celebrating 20 years now. I'm thinking 20 years.
Was that 20 years ago we saw them?
Apparently. Because that was when they first came out. They're open for Jackal.
Wow.
Because a lot of
20
things,
years ago. Holy
series,
fuck.
they start in 2000.
Yeah, because it was Staircase, so
It's
yeah.
the newer Staircase, I guess. Those because they're going, come out with us this year. We're celebrating 20 years of Blackberry Smoke. I'm like, 20 years? Holy fuck. And here's the band. I mean, now they're almost like a modern day. I want to say Leonard Skinner. They had it on. They used to be a 4-piece band. Now they're like, and they got the backup girls. You got to have the backup girls in it. But because southern rock, I would say old school country, like an old school hard country, to like a southern rock Skinnerish. They're from Georgia, rednecks, and they even say they're rednecks. The funniest memory from them is first time we saw them, we're at the bar with them. We're drinking, and I'm just thinking there's like 2 guys there.
Bullshit with
them, and like the guy goes, "Hey, you got any weed?" I'm like, "No, man, I don't smoke." "Oh, okay, man, no problem. We gotta go. And they walked away from the bar, and we watched them walk up.
Right up on the fucking
Right
stage.
up on the stage, and boom, here they are playing. I'm going, we're like, holy shit, that was the fucking band. They play a song, they stop, and whiskey and whatever, bourbon probably, God knows what, moonshine, who knows what it was. Play one, drink one.
Yeah, they said that's our motto. We play one, we drink one.
You play one, you drink one. And after every song, they all drank one and held up the crowd, and we're all like, woo.
And we even said back in the day, holy fuck, if these guys ever fucking headline, they're going to be crawling off the fucking stage. So I wonder if they can't do that.
No.
So it's got to be play one, sip one.
Play one, have a cup of coffee. But check them out. I mean, they got tons of albums.
Solid.
Get on YouTube.
Very solid.
I mean, especially stuff from the tour they're doing right now. Currently, they're back on the road, thank God. And I'll be catching them in July.
We saw them in 2002.
2002, really?
Yeah, Jackal was. I just looked. Jackal was touring for the Relentless album in 2002, so it was probably their first album. Their first album, but it wasn't right when it came out.
He's driving a Camaro.
So they were road dogs, you know.
He had a Camaro.
Cool.
Well, they got together in 2000 until they.
Yeah.
Who knows until they got.
So they've been together for 20 years.
Yeah. 20 years of Blackberries.
Cool. I'm gonna go next. I think this week. I was at the house today, and actually Dylan was unsuccessfully waiting for a package to show up at the house today.
Bastards.
Did not.
Never.
And so I was just kind of going through my CDs, looking for a gem to do. And I came across this album. I was like, holy shit, I haven't heard this album in forever. It's an album called The Cage, and it was apparently the band name at the time. It is Tony Martin from Black Sabbath fame. Dario Molo, he's done a bunch of stuff like European bands and stuff like that. Fantastic guitar player. Don Airey plays keyboards on it. A guy named Flavio Gaslini plays bass. Enzo Scaramonde plays drums, and Julio Migiri sings background vocals.
Joe Majori's brother.
Yeah, Joe's brother. But I'll tell you what, I remember when this first came out, BC, I think you were with me when I picked it up. And I was like, oh, here's the new Tony Martin. Because there's 2 Cage albums, because actually they had 2 of them.
Oh, Cage.
This was the first one. And so I'm like, I'll try this out. I threw it in, and I'm like, holy shit, I forgot how good this goddamn album was. Cried myself to death. It opens up with Time to Kill. This song absolutely freaking rips. Great songs in there. Smoke and Mirrors is a fantastic one. Infinity, they do a fantastic kick-ass version of Deep Purple's Stormbringer. So it is not on any streaming that I could find, but you could probably find it out there on eBay or possibly YouTube. I didn't even look that far, but I just wanted to bring that album up. And for anybody that has been a Sabbath fan and a Tony Martin fan of the Sabbath stuff, may be aware of this or have it. If you can find it somewhere, check it out. It's just a great hard rock album. Came out in 1998, and it's called The Cage. What do you got, BB?
All right, you go back to 1988. I'll go back a little bit deeper to 1984. All of us here at the table are big fans of Saxon, so let's highlight a Saxon album. How about Crusader? Fantastic album, a lot of great music on this. Crusader's a great song. Just Let Me Rock, another rock and kick-ass song. Some really good music on this album. So, you want some rockin' music, easy listening to, how about Crusader from Saxon?
All right. There's our gems. The Cage for myself, 1998, Tony Martin. Blackberry Smoke for BC. Little Saxon Crusader for BB. And Dylan's got Hailstorm, Ride the Lightning from Reanimated 3. And the song Ride the Lightning from Metallica's best album. All right, so we are doing the halfway albums. We'll get through, so we're more than halfway through. So I'll go next. And my album, I picked this album this year. Love this guy. I love his vocals. I've always loved this guy. Love this band that he's in. But this is a solo album. Ronnie Atkins. It's called One Shot. Came out March 12th, 2021. Actually came out the same day as BC's album. Recorded in Denmark. It's produced by Chris Laney. The guys on it, Ronnie Atkins sings lead and background vocals. Chris Laney, he does the production. He plays rhythm guitar, keyboards, background, lead guitar, rhythm guitar. And there's a ton of different guys that play solos on this album. Alan Sorensen is the drummer, and Pontus Egberg, BC, plays bass. In case you're wondering.
Egghead.
I was excited when this came out. There's 3 singles from the album released. The song Real, the song One Shot, and the song Scorpio. Real came out in 2021. I think we played it as one of our gem songs last year when it came out. I really like that. I love Ronnie's vocals. And this is such an introspective album for him. He, as you guys know out there, if you've been listening to the podcast, he's been diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. And so that's a rough ride because my father-in-law, that's what he eventually passed away from, and it's a tough ride for the person, for their family, and everything. But he's still hanging in there. He's on. You see him post stuff on Facebook every day. Encouraging stuff that he's out there and posting memories and stuff like that. And this album came out. I was like, I got to pick it up. So I picked it up on CD. I picked it up on vinyl. Opens up with the song Real. It just opens up, boom, with him singing. It's just right off the bat starts him singing. And the very first line, this good life, it's splendor. Just a great start, very positive right off the bat. It's a really personal album for him. This song has one of those feelings for me. The chorus I love is the solo is really good in it. It's got and this is BC talked about it before too. If you have a good driving riff and band underneath the solo, I absolutely love that too. Just a great start. Goes into Scorpio, cool keyboard and drum beginning, like a mid-tempo for the verses, kicks up for the chorus, Don't Tread on Me, gets a little real heavy in that part there. Definitely kicks up after the choruses. It's got a little small solo break in it. It's got some cool running keyboards in it. Then it goes to the title song, One Shot. It's got a mellow piano start. The verses, this is another one of BB's roller coaster songs. It's got soft verses, then it kicks up for the chorus, then back down. The awesome lyrics. Definitely lyrically check out this album. There's a lot of encouraging and heartfelt lyrics in this album that are really, really good. So definitely check them out. Excellent song. Really good melodic solo in it as well. Subjugated. This one has a different feel musically, I think, for the rest of the album. Once the verses start, it has a marching, drum kind of thing going on there. I'm not a huge fan of the chorus in this song, though. I love the verses. The solo is really good, but I just like the chorus. I could, I could, doesn't just really totally grab me. Frequency of Love got an acoustic guitar. It's got like soft vocals for the first verse, kicks up for the pre-chorus, and I do like the up and down this one. Very short melodic guitar solo in this one. Before the Rise of an Empire, up-tempo start, great lead licks in there, cool chorus, choppy guitars in it. It's got a excellent ripping solo. Another one that is very Yngwie-like. I will say again, good Yngwie. Excellent song. Miles Away, like a mellower ballad type of song. It's got a big chorus, lots of background singers, excellent melodic solo, very good song. Picture Yourself, rocking song that kicks down for the verses, back up for like an awesome chorus. Again, awesome lyrics, very melodic solo. Kick up for the end of the song as it ends. I Prophesize, like a 3/4 melodic tempo start, heavy riffs between the vocal lines, great fast-paced vocals for the chorus, excellent song, great soloing. Just another home run for me on this one. One by One. It always seems like songs called One by One are always good songs. You got One by One from Heat that was fucking fantastic on last album. One by One, Priest, fucking excellent. This one's a chugging rocker, has an amazing feel for the chorus, lots of background vocals, great solo in it. When Dreams Are Not Enough, decent mid-tempo song, cool chorus, but it's a good song to end with. It kind of gives you that little bit of reflection at the end that I know that Dylan has mentioned that he likes. And it's got another melodic solo in there. I just really like this album. This album hit me from the beginning. I've always liked Ronnie's vocals. I've always liked the feel that he gave. And you get a good mix of Pretty Maids in there. You could hear Pretty Maids coming through at times. You could hear when he did that stuff with Nordic Union. You could hear some of that coming in there. But it's its own thing, too. You can tell it's a very personal album for him, especially lyrically, and I'm so glad he put it out. I could not wait to get this album once it came out. The production is fantastic, and I have to say that too. Out of all the albums we did here tonight, the production is fantastic on all of them, and I think that with the technology that's out there these days, there is absolutely no excuse to have a shittily produced album.
Unless you're going for that.
Which I don't know why the fuck you would.
If you want like a DIY punk feel to it.
I don't know what that is.
Like do-it-yourself punk feel to it.
Well, I mean, stuff that we listen to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
like there's no excuse to have a shitty sounding album, and these ones are all the production is top notch on all of them, and because they're so. You could go to any one of these albums we talk about tonight, and you could pick out the bass, you could pick out the guitar, you could pick out the rhythm guitar, you could pick out the drums, the little keyboard accents, and the couple songs in the Thunder thing. You could hear a little bit of horns here and there, and like you said, BB, you could hear the wood block, and you could hear all this stuff, and there's no muddiness to any of these. And especially when we talk about Dylan's album, and for the type of music. I'll get into that when we talk about Dylan's album, but I'm anxious to hear what you guys think about this album. What do you think, Dylan?
This was a good album. I didn't connect with it as much as you did. There were a couple too many mid-tempo songs for me, especially since the third song, One Shot, was kind of like a slow starting one, and I was just getting into the album, and like the first two songs were a little more faster paced, a little more energetic, and then this one kind of had like a slow build to it, so I was a little like thrown off by that sequencing, but it's a good album. I could see why it's one of your favorites so far of the year. Yeah, I like it. I'll say it's not my favorite of the night. I liked a lot of the other albums a little better, but I do appreciate the musicianship on the album. I think Ronnie's voice is pretty cool, and it sells the songs for sure. I don't have too much to say about it, just that I liked it.
Should have picked you last.
Sorry, I was so underwhelming with my opinions on it.
What do you think, BB?
Yeah, if you're looking for Pretty Maids, this is definitely, in my opinion, not Pretty Maids. This is Ronnie's own gem here. Not bad. Very easy listening, I will say. Definitely no skippers on this one. A couple of the highlights for me on this album. Frequency of Love. I like that kind of how it slow started with the acoustic guitar and a little softer vocals, but halfway through it kicks in with that electric guitar that just rips it right through that song. It really made that song really, really fantastic. One by One's another highlight of mine. It's a great melodic guitar sound. It was like a little keyboard background in that. The band vocals are fantastic on the song. I think One by One would have been like a perfect single. I know he already released 3, but I think One by One would have been a almost like a 1989 radio hit.
Yeah, I think it would have
In
been
a
a
way.
good. I think it would have been a good choice for a single too.
Yeah, but definitely, easily my favorite song on this album is "Before the Rise of the Empire." Such a heavy groove. It has that heavy chugginess that you like. Just a fantastic song. Ronnie's vocals are great in this one. Big drums. Definitely my favorite of the album, Before the Rise of the Empire. But very, very good pick, Mr. Wrighty.
BC, what do you got?
This is the first time I'm ever hearing this album. I'm just kidding. As soon as I'm a Pretty Maids fan. Steve's a Pretty Maids fan. I knew you were going to pick this, so I stayed away from it. Because the funny story is I went to pick this up in a record store because I want to have the physical copy and have it on vinyl. And they didn't have it, of course.
The Broth.
And then that's when I picked up Thunder, All the Right Noises.
And I actually picked up the both of them in Wilkes-Barre the next day on CD.
But I'm a fan of Ronnie, Pretty Maids. And I said before, I'm usually not vocals or even lyrically, for that matter. Maybe I'm getting older, I don't know. I listen to the lyrics a little bit more. This album, I played the fuck out of this album. I told you, man, it's in the player. Between that and the Thunder, it's funny that I've been back. This year, they've been the 2 top that I've been playing the most of. But like BB said, if you're looking for, you're not going to find Pretty Maids here, but you're going to find parts of Pretty Maids for sure. But it's more Ronnie, I think. And Dylan, he did like the more Miller tunes. There's not a skipper on this album. Like I said, I played the shit out of this. I'll continue to play the crap out of it. I love this album. Like I said, there's so many different everything. There's a bag of everything you want. Mm-hmm. There's fucking rock, mid, slower tunes. Just.
And some of them you get it all in one song.
And some of it all in one song. But I don't want to be that person to say I like everything. But some standouts were Scorpio, of course, One by One, and One Shot. Just a few. But I musically, this has. You put it on, and even my wife goes. I put it in the kitchen thing. We have whatever it is.
I know what you mean.
That thing. It
plays music.
It's a CD player in the kitchen.
No, but it's a what do you call it?
Like a.
It gives off sound like you won't believe it. I'm amazed by it. It's only a year big.
Is it
like a Bose thing?
Bose?
Oh yeah.
I'm like, holy shit! And I always she'd be coming like, "Were you playing this Thursday?"
Yes, I was.
She's familiar with the album. She doesn't listen to a lot of my music, so that's how good it is.
All right.
Fantastic pick.
All right, cool. All right, Dylan, bring it home.
The last album we're going to be talking about is from an up-and-coming band called Dirty Honey. This is their debut album, self-titled. They formed in 2017. Their lead singer is Mark LaBelle. Their guitarist is John Nato. Bassist is Justin Smolian. And their drummer is Corey Coverstone. And they are from L.A., of course. They definitely have that L.A. sound to them. And they were the first band to top the Billboard Mainstream Rock Songs chart being unsigned. So I don't think they currently are signed with anybody. They kind of work with... They have a manager that was an industry veteran from Columbia Records. They've opened for Slash. They've supported Guns N' Roses, Skillet and Alter Bridge. They opened for The Who in one show. And they were going to record this album in Australia, and they were going to start recording it March of 2020. COVID hit, and they really couldn't. So they had to record it in Henson Studios in Hollywood. And they eventually released it April 23rd, 2021. So let's get into the album. Starts off with California Dreamin', real cool groovy riff that starts it off. It immediately has that 70s modern rock combo feel, a little bluesy, got that edge to it. The singer's voice climbs real high up for the bridge and the chorus, taking you by surprise with the Robert Plant-like vocals because the verses are a little more down to earth. You can tell this is like a good summer album to cruise down the highway to, just from this first song alone. The solo in the middle of the song is a real, almost Ace Frehley-like solo in terms of how it flows, and I really enjoyed that. The second song, The Wire, another groovy song. That's a word that if I had to describe the album, I would say groovy. Cool vocals in the song. I really love the chorus of it. Been walking the wire. My terrible impression of it. Simpler guitar to start off. Not as unique of a riff, but the really cool noodling under the chorus that I enjoy. Another tasteful solo. There's some cool bass parts that peek out every now and then, which I appreciate, and it's a really good second song to keep the vibes going. And then Tied Up has a great riff to make up for the simpler riff of the song before it. I love the chorus with those background vocalists emphasizing the title lyrics, coming in to boost up the lead singer. A different kind of solo in this song, but it still works, and I love the soloing underneath the last choruses of the song. They tease you with a little bit of a tempo change for a short bar in the last solo, or the last choruses, but they go back to the regular tempo, and then they just end with the vocals at the end, which are really a really cool way to go out. Then we go Take My Hand, another great riff. The riffs in this album are just kick-ass. The guitar and bass are locked in sync with this riff, and I love when that happens. The bass really goes for a walk a couple times in this song, and it's pretty great. Tempo change in the song in the middle of the last chorus would have been a really cool way to jam out to the end. They didn't do that, but still didn't ruin the song for me. Really great. The next song, number 5, Gypsy. Nice upbeat rocker. Fucking love the solo in this one. Kicks ass. Just a fantastic song. This is one of my favorite songs of the album for sure. And then we go number 6, No Warning. Another mid-tempo rocker. A little bit of a letdown of a song after Gypsy, but still not bad. Good bass parts here and there. A fun chorus. I love the bouncy riff that comes in after the solo. Then we go to number 7, The Morning. A very AC/DC-ish riff in a way. Not too bad a song. Fantastic soloing that really builds that song up at the end of it. And then the last song, Another Last Time. This is a great last track for me. It has that epic feel. You can really hear the keyboards. The background vocals are back. Cool change during the solo. I love the post-solo bridge that goes back into the chorus. That's a really interesting way to come out of the solo. And then the guitarist just shreds under those last choruses to let him know he's still there. He's still breathing. He's still kicking ass. And it ends the album on an epic note. It's just a great, short, 8-track song album that leaves you wanting more. Only 30 minutes, so it's a short and sweet album. I think it's a great first debut album for a band that just formed, not 4 years ago. And especially in today's world, how it's a little tougher to peak out and be unique with all the plethora of all these bands out there. I think these guys are doing a great job, and I'm excited to hear more from them. And I'm interested to hear what you guys think of it. BC, what do you think?
I've never heard of these guys before.
Yeah.
Getting ready for this. I mean, you talked about them a few episodes back. I know you brought them up and talked about how they are and everything. I was like, So this is probably one of the, two of the picks I knew by heart. So BB's and Dylan's, I was most excited for this one. It did let me down. I'm getting older, I guess, and I musically, a lot of these newer bands are not stick with me. Yeah, good, but
You don't pick it up again.
You don't really pick it up again. I played this and played it again and played it again, and I'm like, I actually want to go get the hard in my hand.
Yeah.
This is very, I know it caught my ear. Nowadays,
Tough to do.
I'll be honest, tough to do. I get like old man or something, and I'm drifting backwards. I'm going back into the music of yesterday. Because you can't beat that shit. When you get a band like, I really dug this. I'm going to swallow the beans right now. This is my favorite of the night.
Nice.
Not counting my 2 favorites.
This is his third favorite.
This is the third.
The third favorite.
I'm going to say this is like stuff I wasn't familiar with. This really just the groove of it. And what else did I write down? Groove, the vocals stand out. I guess the Take My Hand, the Morning, No Warning. I liked everything. Like I said, it's not too. It wasn't long. It wasn't too. Just
enough.
Just enough.
Yeah.
And I guess can't say enough about this album.
Nice. Dad, what'd you think?
All right. This album is excellent. I really enjoyed this. When California Dreaming came on first, I'm like, is this the cover song, California Dreaming? Like, it just kind of had, but it had that vibe. It had that vibe. It's got that mellow play. And the two words I could think to describe this album are like smooth groove.
Yeah.
Like you got like a plinky mellow start to it, then like a smooth cool riff. Great hat. Like he's got like a half rasp to his voice.
Yeah.
It's not like a full raspy thing. It's like it's not a full Pete Karazzi. It's like a half Pete. All right. Great groove, really cool solo. And Dylan, I have it written down literally. Really cool solo is rather Ace Frehley like.
Yeah, isn't it? It is.
It does. I'm like, holy shit, this guy is an Ace fan. Holy fuck. Great start. The wire choppy guitars. The great solo. And the guitars under the solo too are fucking fantastic. Yeah. Are they a two guitar band?
It's one guitar.
One guitar. Okay, so that was studio stuff, but sound production is fantastic. Tied up with another great smooth groove to it. Fun song. The drum fills are fantastic in this song, and I love the ride cymbal in this song. Is fucking It stands out. It's fantastic. Take My Hand. I literally have written down this album has groove to spare. Good song, cool solo. Gypsy, one of the best on the album. Fast-paced rocker, great pre-chorus, awesome chorus, chugging, and once again, chugging machine under the lead work. Great song. No Warning. You were right, Dylan. Good song, but kind of a letdown after Gypsy. The Morning. More smooth grooves, plinky guitar for the verses, good fit, good solo, but the solo fits the song perfect. It's not crazy. It's not Sick Bananas, BB. Oh, no. It's just a good, solid solo. Another Last Time starts off with the melancholy like keyboard thing going on there, but I like the melancholiness of this. It's a good ending to it. The keys kick in. Really, really soulful vocals on this song. Great ender, and this is another one too that you could just play on loop. Just let it, just hit your repeat thing on whenever you're listening to your music on, and it could just play over and over again. Really solid album, front to back. Fun listen. The production's fantastic, and what I was saying about the production before is like on this album, this is an album that could be produced terrible. Yeah. For the type of music that it is. Like the guitars could sound really shitty on an album like this. Yeah. But they're nice. You could tell the guy's got to be playing a Les Paul. He's got to be playing a Les Paul. If he's not, I would be fucking shocked.
Well, and the wild thing was that they had to have their producer Nick Didia virtually produce them from Australia. So they didn't have their producer in-house recording. So it really could have been.
Geez, the first album over fucking Zoom.
Yeah, because they had worked with him on their first EP.
That's weird.
And like they really liked him because he was like an engineer and stuff on like Trash from Alice Cooper. He's worked on a lot of albums, like working engineer.
Well, I'll tell you what,
or
he did a great job from Down Under because, like I said, an album like this can really go south production-wise because of the kind of music that it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
And but he did a fantastic job. I like it.
Cool. BB, did you like it as much as these guys did?
100%. I'm almost a little jealous that you picked this one because months ago I remember picking Dirty Honey as I think it was their song When I'm Gone. They actually released an EP in 2019, which is really, really good. I think I even said they're like Cinderella and the Black Crowes had like a child, and this is what you get is Dirty Honey. Amazing band, great showmanship of these guys. Fantastic pick. Easily my pick of the night. Couple highlights for me on this album, The Wire. I love the drum beat of the song. This Mark LaBelle, man, he hits some screaming vocals, which are fantastic. Another one, Gypsy, I think a couple of people already talked about this, has that cool opening riff. I almost feel like an Anthony Corder, almost like Tora Tora in there too as well. But crazy solo on this, but just a hair bit shorter than a couple of the other ones. I wish that solo in Gypsy was a little bit longer. My favorite one on the album is Tied Up. It has that great like rock bluesy groove to it. Has like a catchy chorus. The band harmonies in it. Amazing solo and outro solo. But a very good pick, Mr. Dillon. I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
I got to say, BB just brought up an excellent point about the solos being not long enough.
Right.
If you listen to this album, these songs lend themselves to being stretched out live.
Live. Exactly.
Sure.
They really do. You know what I mean? You have a 30-minute album, but they could tour. They could do a whole show on this album because these songs really lend themselves to being stretched out live.
Absolutely.
That is, I'm glad you said that because it just clicked in my head. Like, man, you could
there you go.
really go crazy on these songs and not have it be over like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, like I said with that one song, there was a part that they could have extended out to a jam. And like there's a like you nailed it on the head. There is a lot of potential to just jam out as a band and just extend them out, ride the riff, do all that shit. The album lends itself to that, and it wouldn't sound forced. It would sound natural. It would be like, is this how it is in the album? Because I wouldn't think otherwise. Yeah.
All right, great pick. All right, so before we go on, I'm going to go around. We'll rank them, but then I want you guys just throw out a couple albums that also came out this year that you've liked, that you want to listen to some more, and then what you're looking forward to that's supposed to come out this year. A couple, if you could think of any. All right, Dylan. So give me your couple that you've listened to that you like so far this year, and what you're looking forward to.
Yeah. So some of the albums that I've really enjoyed that I was very close to picking for the episode but decided not to. Typhoons from Royal Blood. Love that album. That's another groovy album. That I'm loving all these like dancey great albums coming out. Too Mean to Die from Accept, that was fantastic. They haven't done anything wrong since Blood of the Nations. Like that, they've just been on a streak with all their albums, and Too Mean to Die is just another song that hits that streak. And then Death by Rock and Roll from the Pretty Reckless. Really love that album. Love Taylor Momsen in the band. They're fantastic. I enjoyed a lot of the songs on this album. One that was better than I thought it was going to be, but was Medicine at Midnight by Foo Fighters. There were some great songs on there, but it wasn't one of their best albums of all time. But it was different for them, and I wanted to shout that out as well. I think Anthrax is coming out with an album, so I'm excited for that, if that's the case. Really love Anthrax, love Scotty Ian, love Joey Belladonna, love Frankie Bello, love Charlie Benante. And I love whoever their lead
other guitar player guy.
Their lead guitarist is right now.
I can never think of that guy's name.
Because they don't have Rob Craggio anymore.
They do not.
It's the newer guy that I can never remember his name.
Snagged by Volbeat.
But if I had to rank the albums, I would probably go Dirty Honey #1. I really love my album that I picked. I thought it was a fantastic debut album from a band. And I hope they can only go up from there. Then I would probably go Thunder. Really loved that album as well. That was the first song that I'd heard of all these albums, was Last One Out, Turn Out the Lights. And it's just a rockin' album. And then I would probably go Inglorious. I like a lot of the stuff that goes on in that album and some really cool different things as well. And then Ronnie Atkins. But again, I also really enjoyed that album as well. There was no album that I hated tonight. There was just albums that some albums were better than the others. They were all quality. They were all great. They were all fantastic. And all albums you should check out. And you'll listen to a good smattering of them on our Spotify playlist of the week. We will have some of the best songs from the albums on that playlist. And you'll get to hear a little sampler platter of these albums. And let us know what your albums so far, your favorites of the year so far are. Because we love hearing from you. And we love talking about these albums. So let us know on Facebook.
That is, if you're someone that enjoys new music.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking to out there. All right, BB.
What I like this year, definitely you guys have already touched on it a little bit. The Mammoth WVH, love that album front to back. Fantastic album. And also another one that I really, really enjoyed that I played several times is the Smith & Kotzen record. That's some great guitar work in that. And, with those two guys, how could you go wrong? What I'm looking forward to, easily the Rough Cut album, because they've released a couple songs that I think I touched in last episode, but that you had to order the CD through their Bandcamp, so I'm not 100% sure when I will get that. Today I actually heard a song from KK Downing, which he's calling KK Priest, with Ripper Owen. It was like Sermon of a Sinner. So I'm really, really, I want to hear more of that. Also, going off of Paul Sortino with Rough Cut, he also has King Cobra in the making, and his two guitar players are going to be Robbie Lochner and Rowan Robertson. So really? I am really sucked into that album. So I'm not 100% sure when the King Cobra will be out because he was kind of talking in the Rough Cut interview, and then he said they've already recorded it, so who knows when they will release that. But great episode with all this new music out there, and sometimes there's just so much shit coming out, like you two guys taking different albums on the same day it was released. But great episode. Love new music. Easily for me, Dirty Honey, number one. Without a doubt, I think Dirty Honey out of these four is light years ahead of the other three. And then I'm gonna pick Inglorious because I think there's a lot more heavier riffage, guitar work in it. Ronnie Atkins, I'll go third, and I'm sorry, BC, but somebody had to be last. But I'll pick Thunder. I'm gonna go Thunder last. But it's almost like Dylan said. Like there's not bad. It's just what your taste is, and it's just Dirty Honey just blew everybody out of the water. I don't care what you two say.
We don't care what you say. Damn it. What do you got, BC? Wrap it up.
I guess mine and yours, they're my favorite album so far this year. I was trying to think in my head what else came out since the beginning of the year, and I'm drawing blanks because I'm trying to rank these. And what I'm looking forward to is KK's Priest, Night Ranger. I mean, knock on wood. I don't want to jinx it, but they usually never let you down. I don't want to curse it, but somebody else I'm drawing blank on. Yeah, but you said King Cobra, really interesting.
That's the first I heard that.
That's the first I heard that too. So that's interesting. So
Breaking news with BB.
Breaking news with BB. Damn it!
It was only because I was kind of trying to find an actual list of songs from Rough Cut, and there was like an interview he did.
The Rough Cut. I mean, what? I saw that video. I was like, because last time we heard anything about Rough Cut, it was somebody else singing.
It was some other dude singing. Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know about that. I mean, there's certain bands that when you hear the name,
Rough Cut's got to be Paul Shortino.
Yes, it's got to be. Like, there's bands that you have to have this guy, otherwise, why are you even doing it? Know what I got to do? Rank them.
Yep.
Rank them.
Totally just tonight. I mean, you know my feelings there, but as of tonight, I'm going to go Dirty Honey because that one, for a long time, just that really grabbed me, and I like that. Of course, I'm going to go with Thunder, Ronnie, and Inglorious.
Well, sure, just because I put Thunder last.
Damn right!
Don't worry, it's not the only list you're going to be last on.
Oh!
Yes!
I mean,
Yes!
but what you said before, I'm going to look into that.
All right. For me, I want to thank everybody out there for listening. It's awesome. I'm glad we could finally have good albums that we enjoy to talk about this week as opposed to last week. But it was fun shitting on stuff last week. It's good. It's very cathartic to get that out of your system. Especially for Dylan and myself, it came at a good time to get that angst out. And
Listen,
we got it
but
out.
the lead up to it was not fun at all.
It was not, but it was good once you finally get that relief. You know what I mean? Like,
Hell
if you
is
got to take a piss really
Generation
bad, and you
Swine.
finally do, you're like, oh, it was like that. All right? So I enjoyed this. I liked all these albums. I really do. There's no losers in this album, in this thing. Well, I mean, except for fourth place. But it was fun talking about these albums tonight. And I like to talk about new music. I love to get into new music. I know some people are stuck in their ways that they, I only like Appetite for Destruction. I only like Makeup Kiss. I only like Metallica before the Black Album. I only, you know what I mean? Like, just like branch the fuck out. Open your ears, open your minds, check out some new stuff. There's a ton of new stuff out there. And actually, in BC, we're getting back to the oversaturation part anymore of albums coming. Last couple of weeks, it's been kind of slim of shit coming out. Because, like we'll text one another, like, on Fridays, anything out good this week? Well, not really. Maybe this one or that one. But now that we're halfway through the year, I literally have probably, and these are just ones that I wrote down, probably 60 albums. What do you think? There's probably 30 on a page. Probably 50 albums already that I have written down that have come out this year. And we talked about 4 of them tonight. My ranks are going number 1, Dirty Honey. Absolutely, just I like the conciseness of the album. It's like 30 minutes long. It's great. It's like an old Kiss album. Put it on 30 minutes. You can play it over again. listen to, give 2 good listens in an hour.
And that kind of harkens back to 70s as well.
It does. It does. It has that
Everything about
feel.
it.
I am going for Ronnie Atkins and Thunder as a tie. And it's weird, and it was not planned at all that they both came out on the same day. Inglorious is 4th for me, but not...
Actually, it's 3rd.
That's true. It's 3A.
Yes.
I don't hate it, though. There's a lot of good stuff on there. The only thing that just got me was a little too much of the up and down for me. But good songs. The vocals were fantastic, and the production was great. Guitars were great. There was no bad picks tonight. And some stuff that I've been listening to other than the ones we listened to for this episode this year. Obviously, I talked about the Mammoth Wolfgang Van Halen album. I've spoke about it before. I've talked about the new Kansas Live that came out. Sonic Haven, an album called Vagabond, is really good. Robin McCauley's new album, Standing on the Edge, is really good. I've spoken about the Blaze Bayley album, War Within Me, really good. BB touched on Smith Kotzen, fantastic. And I got to give Dylan the props on this one. The fucking Durbin album, The Beast Awakens. I've been listening to that album fucking constantly. I even listened to it again today. I don't know. It just grabs me. It just grabs me. Shit that's coming out. Obviously, the KK's Priest new song came out today. I like them. I do. I wish Ripper didn't sing it that totally
Super
high for the whole song. He
Like
needs
King
to just bring it
Diamond
down a little bit.
I was going to say, is he playing King Diamond?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
looking
close.
forward to the new Halloween coming out. New Halloween coming out. One song's released from the new album I listened to today. Fantastic. BC said Night Ranger, and the band played on. We have one song released from that, really good. And BB loves them too. New Styx album coming out. The Crash of the Crown is called. And actually, they're starting to play shows again. They're playing a show like this week in Florida. So, shit's opening up out there again. Bands are playing. I hope these guys are going to see Accept at Jim Thorpe at Penn's Peak. July 2nd they're playing, and they're playing the next day at M3 in Maryland. Unfortunately, this is going to be the first year that we're missing M3, BC. First in 11 years. It's just such a fucking terrible time.
Terrible.
But I don't give a shit. If I have to crawl to see Accept, I want to see them because I have not seen them with Mark Tornelli yet. Fantastic band. Phil Schaus is in there. Christopher Williams in there. Mark Tornello. Wolf Hoffman. Just fantastic band. Half Americans now, like half German guys. Excellent formula. Fantastic. I can't wait to see them. Can't wait to see that show. We have the Iron Maidens coming up. They're playing in September at Penn's Peak as well. Hope we all make that show. So, guys, thank you for listening out there. I want to thank our listeners out there. You guys rock. You guys, send us more bands to listen to. Send us more things you want us to talk about. Things that if you want to come on the show, you got a cool idea. Let's go. Bring it, people. And thank you guys for everything. Dylan, thank you for all the work you do. BC and BB, thanks for hanging there with all my crazy ideas and shit assignments I give you and shit like that. But we do have some really, really cool shows coming up. And we have some cool returning guests, and we're starting a couple new different things. So we got a lot of cool shit going on. So thanks, everybody, for hanging in there with us. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. We will see you next time, and there definitely will be a next time.